So Afrobeat or Afrobeats? What's your take?
You see, that's the thing. There is really nothing like Afrobeats. That is with the S. You know, if we consider music genre, like what brings about music genre, forms of music, and forms of music has to do with percussions of music. As of today, no specific music percussion, will define Afrobeats. But we have Afrobeats, so it's basically Afrobeats. But the problem we had was when they created, it's another means to divide the growing African music industry. It's growing globally. Everyone is accepting African music. Everybody wants to hear a different sound now. People are tired of their people outside of Africa are more interested in what Africa is bringing on board. And someone just came on one day and said it's Afrobeats, So that's where the problems are. But, in Africa, we've got different genre of songs. We've got different genre of songs. We've got jazz, jazz that originated from African migrants during the slave trade. Now we've got Makosa, Mapouka, Highlife, Afrobeat itself. Shout out to Fela Nicola Pukuti and his offsprings. They kept the flower blooming. And you look at Fuji music, lots of got Rumba, we've got lots of music genre in Africa, and no one is talking about this music genre. So what somebody just categorized it to be is Afrobeat. So I think it's not fair, to the African music industry, if you want to really look at it, because I've got a gift of Highlife, for example. I can sing Highlife. Shout out to all our Babs. I can sing Highlife. Then I come out to sing Highlife and it's made waves. Maybe I sang it in English or whatsoever, and it made waves globally. And somebody now said, oh, Afrobeats. I think that's the problem. But if you look at it again, when this should have been debunked, the guys we had then, they really wanted to grow globally in the music industry. So they accepted this instead of it to have been debunked. That, come on, what I sang is not Afrobeats. I don't have Afrobeats. What I do is Afrobeat or Fuji or Highlife or Juju or jazz. This should have been debunked then, but they accepted it then. Now, they don't want to accept it anymore. So actually, there's nothing like Afrobeats. What we have is Afrobeat. It's either Afrobeat or Afrobeats. Afrobeat or other types of African music. So if you go to Côte d'Ivoire, they have Mapouka in Côte d'Ivoire. Many people don't know Mapouka. If you go to Cameroon, they have Makosa. If you go to South Africa, they have Amapiano and other types. And if you come to western part of Africa, especially Nigeria, then you hear Highlife. Ghana also Highlife. You hear Afrobeat. You hear jazz across Africa, globally. And you hear Fuji, Juju, Rumba, and all this kind of nice musical stuff we've got in Africa that the world needs to hear.
So is the inclusion of the S at the back of Afrobeat an attempt to categorize all the music genre in Africa into one?
No, I think it might not be a deliberate attempt. Maybe someone just felt, oh, let me just bring about this. But in the process of doing that, what they've been able to do is hijack the gift behind African music, music genre. They've hijacked it. They've found a way to silence the rest of these amazing sounds, percussion. If you sit down to hear some jazz, if you sit down to hear Highlife, you feel on top of the world, But they've been able to, stab this kind of amazing sound and categorize everything to Afrobeat. So it might not be a deliberate thing, but I think they've successfully, categorized everything into one box. And now people are tired of being in that box. It's why they're speaking up. My own issue is when they were, you know, excelling in under the umbrella of that box, they should have debunked it then. Why now? And now that they are debunking, like the likes of Whiskey, when Whiskey came out to, you know, the way they don't want it anymore is so funny, you know. But they should find a better way to address it. So I don't think it's a deliberate thing at first, but now I think they are winning. They've seen an advantage in that, or disadvantage, as the case may be.